person. Because back then there was no video sharing or anything, so all you did was post online.
No one knew what you looked like. So I bought 3 NFL replica jerseys. These are official. Look, they're officially licensed by the NFL. Okay? And the thing is, I didn't care about the teams. I wasn't into football, and I wasn't... Her jab beats everything I do. Literally, she just stands there and jabs. I can't stop it. I don't know what to do to interrupt this stuff. It's pissing me off. He's not even near me. What the fuck? He's not near me. Oh my god. He's not near me with these moves, and they're hitting me.
What the? Hold on. Who messed up the screen? Hold on. Let me fix this right here. Hold up. All right. There we go. Good Lord. I can't believe this screen was all messed up. All because yesterday of a beautiful, fun event. And you're probably wondering, okay, what event are you talking about? Well, Phil's Super Bowl event. And it was really good. As in good as in it didn't go the way he was hoping for. And you know what? Instead of me flapping about it, let's get right into the video. Shall we?
Really, that money. Lovely Super Bowl Sunday. I'm doing pretty good. Well, I'm recovering from yesterday's marathon, to say the least. We'll talk about that. In fact, that is the main...
Yeah, you're recovering from that because the amount of booze you actually ingest, both on screen and off screen, bud.
...of discussion on today's show, recapping what we did yesterday, how it went.
Like I said, it went very beautifully for us, because it was quite hilarious, but poorly for him. He didn't win anywhere got close to what he made last year.
It went wrong, and looking forward to the rest of the week, right? So, today is Sunday, February 11th, 2024. Today actually is Super Bowl Sunday in the United States, meaning today is the big game, the one national championship for the NFL.
Which you should have done your event today, but it would have been a lot more better for you.
Because of that, tons of people in the United States today will be busy. They're going to be at parties, they're going to be watching the show themselves, having their own celebrations. Because of this, likely today, I'm expecting way less stream attendance and engagement and support.
Oh, that's the case. Then why are you even busy talking about right now? You know you're not going to have that much attendance. You could have easily saved your marathon for today up until, was it? Whenever the Super Bowl aired and then ended. You could have done that.
So few people that are going to be around the internet just to watch random stuff like my content, then probably we're going to see a big dip, and that's okay. That was...
Guys, and now when it comes to DSP Reacts, it's always a dip because it's incredibly boring.
This is also why I did my marathon for the Super Bowl yesterday, so that way people would actually show up and not be busy on Super Bowl Sunday. It would have been pretty silly to do it today.
No, it wouldn't, because guess what? They could easily do your event at the same time, watch Super Bowl, and enjoy themselves. Not that difficult.
So, I'm very, very excited for the rest of the week due to the progress that we made yesterday. But things definitely did not go according to plan. He's the guy who just doesn't get reality.
Oh, please do tell. Do tell.
You know, with this whole Super Bowl Bash event that we had been planning, right? We had been talking about a variety of stuff to do and never really set in stone too much. The two things that we absolutely set in stone was, number one, we were going to simulate the Super Bowl in Madden 24, and that actually ended up being probably the best thing all day, I would say.
It was somewhat because you wasn't playing the game, thank God.
Shockingly good. Lots of suspense. The game's AI was pretty good. It was entertaining to watch these two teams go at it when I didn't even know anything about them and people were trying to not really into sports. I used to be when I was much younger. I used to actually follow American football quite diligently through the mid-2000s. I used to root for various teams like the New York Giants, the New York Jets, usually New York teams because I lived in Connecticut at that time. Educate me on the fly about these teams as I was commentating on it.
Phil, didn't you say back in the day you used to watch it, so you should understand the basics of football as it is?
It went really well, basically. I really enjoyed that segment of the marathon. The other segment that was a guarantee 100% that we were doing was going to be Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, trying to unlock the NFL player class and getting as far as I could in Chapter 5 to try to advance the game so that we can actually play the Dondoko Island simulator mode later in the week, because that's going to be co-op with my wife, Kat.
Which, by the way, I will not cover that. I want to stays my word. I'm going to leave Kat alone.
That progress to unlock it so that's available on Valentine's Day, which is this Wednesday. Let me put it this way. We did everything we had set out to do and intended to do It just took way longer than originally we thought. And even people who had played the game before didn't realize how long that segment was going to take to do it. And for those who stuck around, it was an enjoyable experience. We were hanging out levels.
I can handle anything.
Okay, the next floor. So far, pretty easy going, right? No big deal yet.
Damn, that felt good.
Hopefully we can get good stuff with the robo-discs. Don't know what we get. Hawaiian Haunt? Look at this.
Please, save me.
Oh, there's someone
Sound
here.
close by. Let's find them.
So we recharge here and we can save. There we go. Hawaiian Haunt. A powerful adversary. Let's do it. Will be a mini boss, perhaps? Here we go. Help me! Done already? You're pathetic. You okay? The hell? Who are all of you? After the treasure in here? I heard someone crying for help, so I came. What are you here? Or why are you here? Stress relief. Or so my doctor calls it. Little lost lambs wander in here, and I have with them. Keeps my blood pressure down. I have fun with them.
This puddle of chicken shit had no fight in him. I'm thinking I still got stress to spare. How about you guys? Want to help me cool off for a while? You're welcome to try. Might end up worse off than you started, though. Big fucking talk. Let's see. Did I see Aiden Ross got scammed $1 million? I don't know who the hell Aiden Ross is, so I guess. What the fucking shit? What the hell? Alan Carter and Pecacolio, they're all stilt clowns. This is disturbing as shit. Are you kidding me? They don't stagger at all.
Not really. Not for him playing that game. It was cringe and boring majority of it.
Having a good time while I was doing it, but at the very same time, a lot of people left and didn't really come back. They kind of left and were like, oh, this is too much like a dragon. And it is.
No, the reason why they left is because you was too boring.
That was not the original intention of the marathon, to be 3.5 hours of Like a Dragon, nor did anyone really expect it was going to be, but we just kind of got locked into it.
No, you got locked into it because you was hoping that people would send you a whole bunch of money and tips. You made somewhat okay, but you didn't make the amount you made last year.
It is what it is, but hey, the rest of the day went well, and what we're going to do is we're going to recap segment by segment kind of how it went, and tell you, because some of the videos corrupted, and that really sucked, because I couldn't get all the videos live last night.
Let me post a couple of things from his event from yesterday.
What the hell? Why? He doesn't have, there's no tight pants. Since when is King only like loose pants? I guess we could go with this and recolor it, maybe? The shorts, but they're jean shorts, which kind of sucks. I wish they weren't jean shorts, right? Of course it stuffs my launcher. Not what I did. That's not what I did. Oh my god. I didn't do that punch. I tried to throw. I tried to throw and it gave me that punch. Yeah, I don't know. All of his moves stuff what I do. They all have super armor properties. For some odd reason, Leo has insane super... I'll just do a regular attack. They're all... Oh, these guys are weak to fire. Cool. That's a fire bullet. Oh, combos. Love the combos in this game. Alright. Combos. If they're weak to fire, that's what I should be doing. Oh, I died. So close to dying. You peculiar pollen.
Yeah. Anyways, let's continue because y'all see what I mean.
Some of them, you know, I had to wait for the stream, the archive stream that I saved, to process. Once it processed, then you can like download the entire stream as a video and you can edit out the portion that's missing.
No, what tend to happen is majority of people such as myself actually recorded these parts using OBS or Streamlabs and did it that way. It was much more easier and fast for us instead of waiting on your silly self.
All right. On YouTube, and this doesn't make sense to me, if you do a long stream, like my stream yesterday started at 10:45 a.m. and ended at like 9:15 p.m. Yes, this was actually one of the longest marathons I've ever done. Because again, we went so long with Like a Dragon that it kind of threw the whole schedule out of whack. And so we ended up going super late. Usually I end my marathons around 7:30, and we went almost 2 extra hours last night.
The only reason you went two extra hours is you was hoping that you would finally make or do more than what you did last year. But again, just as I was hoping for, you didn't reach that goal. I don't know how many times I gotta repeat this, Phil.
Now,
If he snorts one more time, I'm going to snap.
when you have a really long stream like that, YouTube doesn't even allow you to edit on YouTube. Because traditionally what happens is when you stream on YouTube, it auto-saves an archive of your stream. And let's say you need to edit out a clip of that. You need to edit out a part of that for a playthrough. Or, you know, for me, I'm always locally recording while I'm also streaming. So right now I'm recording this podcast as a video that I'll upload later. But if something goes wrong and it corrupts or has an issue, I can always rip this portion of the stream out and make a separate video on YouTube. Well, you can't do that with a marathon. Because when
And why you can't do that with a marathon, Phil?
stream, that's like, I think, I'm trying to remember what the limit is.
God damn it, Phil!
I want to say it's 5 hours, but it might be 6. Whenever YouTube sees a stream of a certain length, it says, error, stream too long, cannot edit at all. Like, what? Yeah, oh well, stream's too long, can't do it. We just have this arbitrary rule that when a stream is this long, you can't edit the stream anymore.
And why is that an issue, bud?
Anything you do of a certain length on YouTube is basically unchangeable, and you have to have been doing backups, or else you can't ever do anything with it. And that's what happened to me yesterday was, I couldn't fix it right away. Like, there was no way for me to get the corrupted videos live because of that. So anyway, let's recap yesterday, everything that happened. Then let's talk about the rest of the week, what you can expect as a result of yesterday, which is good. So we started off yesterday with Level 1 podcast. Obviously, I was dressed up in the NFL jersey, and we talked all about
The jersey was okay, and once you put the helmet on, you look like a fool.
Actually had a big gaming news segment yesterday where we covered all kinds of news from around the web. The FTC going after at Microsoft for laying off so many employees right after acquiring Activision Blizzard. Yves Guillemot saying that Skull
That was coming anyways because they were planning to clean house because of Blizzard's history with their employees.
Bones is a quadruple A game and other things like that. So it was fun. And then we jumped into the event, and the first thing that we did is we did a poll, and you guys voted for Tekken 8. And I said, all right, let's play some Tekken 8, but let's make it NFL themed for the Super Bowl event. So we actually took the player King and brought him into the character creator and dressed him up like a Super Bowl, like an NFL player. We had shoulder pads and a helmet and everything, and colored him like I think it was like people were saying similar to the Jacksonville Jaguars, okay?
Now you took that player and made him look like a complete jackass.
So that was fun, and we went online, and admittedly, you know, it wasn't great, and here's why. Number one, I was drinking. So already I had a beer in me, so my timing was kind of off.
That ain't nothing new. You always be drinking. You always be coming on drunk anyways when you're drinking gin.
I was playing better opponents, and these opponents knew really good stuff. Like, for example, it seems like characters like Jin and Kazuya, you know, the Mishima line, they're just crazy good at Tekken. If they get one hit in, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a standing up move. It could be the counter hit uppercut. It could be the sweep kick. It could be a lunging kick. It could be an overhead hook kick. Every hit turns into a juggle. It's crazy because those characters are just like juggle fiends. They're just looking for the one hit and then juggle you across the screen for 50%. Do it one more time and you're dead, or just trap you in the corner and you're dead. And I'm playing with King and I'm like, I don't have anything like that. I really don't. Like, I can get a hit in here or there, and maybe I'll get a juggle every once in a while, but most of my offense is based on counter hits.
No, most of your offense is based off just spam, spam, spam. The same thing you did in Street Fighter 6.
And maybe every once in a while a punish. You know, it's so different playing with certain characters in Tekken. And again, it seems to me like the Mishimas just have everything going for them, right? So anyway, you know, I'm facing those kind of opponents, and they're just wiping the floor with me. But then I would come back. Like, I fought a Jin, who the first game, like, double perfected me. I was like, oh my god. And then in the second game, I kind of got a little bit more concentrating and heated, and I read some of his moves, and I realized some openings, and I beat him, and I beat the set. I won the set, and he had, like, double the amount of ranking points that I did. And I beat him. I was like, wow. But overall, definitely, I lost more than I won. You know, like, it was a...
I'm glad you admit the truth that you lost more than you won. Jeez, you actually lost way more than you think, bud.
Losing stream. But what can you do? You're not going to always have a great one, especially now I'm fighting better opponents. I'm going to have to get better at the game. I didn't rage or get too upset. It's just some of the stuff is kind of ridiculous. But Tekken's always been like that. That the different characters play completely different play styles. And now that I'm starting to see this character knowledge, I'm understanding how certain characters play. And it's like, wow, that character is just so much better than, you know, I'm using King. He's just not that good in my opinion. So anyway, so that was the beginning of the marathon. And then food was ready. So we had pizza bombs for our first piece of food during the event. And my wife has just made something awesome. She found the recipe online. They are called pizza bombs. Take a look at this. So what this is pastry dough. Well, actually, I think it's a biscuit dough, all right, that is seasoned with Italian seasonings. And then inside of each dough is mozzarella cheese with turkey pepperonis. And then on top of each one, she sprinkled a little bit more Parmesan cheese. And then you bake them in the oven to get this awesome handheld treat. And then you dip them in marinara sauce, which I have right here, okay? So they're...
Yeah, he had pizza bombs, all right. They were pretty much not homemade, and I'll leave it at that.
snacks that my wife made in the oven with dough and cheese and pepperoni and all kinds of seasonings and stuff, and they were super good. And that was a good thing to break up the gameplay. I already did the podcast and the Tekken, so it was good to break that up a bit. And of course, the complete negative trolls show up and are like, you know, oh, that's really not authentic.
Phil, it wasn't authentic. It was pre-made, put in the oven. Okay, she didn't make it from scratch. She didn't make the dough from scratch. She didn't make the pepperoni from scratch. It was all pre-made. Just deal with it.
And I'm like, authentic? You got to be an idiot. It's a Super Bowl event. These are supposed to be like snack foods that you would just eat as like a tailgater or something. This is not like Nana's authentic Italian kitchen making a pizza bomb. How do you make an authentic pizza bomb? It's an American creation.
That's because you kept saying it was homemade.
Talking about, but people are just so fucking stupid. They gotta make a negative out of everything. Keep in mind, these are the people who they're watching my stream just to make fun of it. Meanwhile, they're probably sitting at home alone, miserable with their life, and this is how they get their pleasure. If they would just get off their lazy asses and go do something positive and productive in their lives for 5 minutes, maybe they would meet someone.
Actually, bud, I actually do that. Outside of making vids on you, which is pretty much fun. I got a full-time job, go out fishing, play video games. I'm actually living a very good life. Not boring at all, Phil. Unlike you, who's always online, streaming, daily basis, begging, pretty much all your streams.
Relationship with, and then they could make them great food. Just like I was eating during my marathon. But they actually have to get off their ass to stop making fun of people on the internet for 5 minutes, and they can't do that.
Yes, I can. I already proved that because I don't do vids on you all the time. Majority of the times, I'll watch 1, 2 things, laugh at it. If it's something really interesting, then I'll make a vid out of it and pretty much make a joke out of you.
That was pretty funny. Then we continued on, and it was Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. Now here is definitely where we veered in a side direction from what I thought the marathon was going to be. First of all, I started drinking Long Island iced tea, which was really good.
Was that before or after you was drinking gin?
Organs mix. It tasted great. But basically, I thought, oh, we're going to do 2 hours of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. And the goal was to unlock this optional dungeon in the game they call the Labyrinth in Hawaii. And this is a 10-stage dungeon, like 10 levels. And in each level, there's mini-boss fights. There's lots of items and things you find. And basically, then you rescue certain people. By the end, you get tons of rewards. You get tons of currency. You get great upgrade items like weapons and armor for your characters. You get crafting items for the blacksmith. Essentially, people are like, yeah, this is where you grind in the game. This is the grind dungeon. But it's fun because you fight unique enemies and things in there. It's worth it.
Let me post how that went for him last night.
All back attacks. Hit him while he's down. Oh, giant damage. That was amazing. Oh no, Creature Overload. He's getting pumped. Bloom Kid did a super chase. He never celebrated 420. No, I only smoked pot a few times when I was a teenager. Oh, I blocked it. Beautiful. Follow my lead. When I was a teenager, I did try pot. And exit. What's in all this other direction?
Yo, I think I found
Another
something.
chest.
Should I open it? Sweet.
More durian maracas. Bloom Kid did another super chase. If possible, 420 bash stream. No, I just told you I don't smoke. I don't want to smoke. I don't want smoke in my lungs. I have weak lungs. I have no desire to smoke up, toke up, or do anything like that. We are up to 201 in tips and climbing. We still got a lot to come today, guys. We still got dinner. some Call of Duty gameplay, this simulated Super Bowl, and a DSP tries it at the end. So we got a lot more coming today. I'm trying to get through my Long Island iced tea. I'm just about to get a buzz. All right, more Robo Discs. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. And by the way, I had actually unlocked jobs.
Did you actually try to unlock a job in real life? You know, did you actually go online and fill an application out and stuff like that?
The Aquanaut, and I had unlocked the Fire Dancer. So we had 2 new jobs to try out. Instead of it just being this default jobs that we had, it was a whole new level of combat and stuff. It was fun. You know, the Aquanaut's cool. He's like swimming around on his surfboard, beating people up with water and stuff. It's pretty funny. So we got through the entire dungeon, but then realized that was the intro. The intro only does 5 stages, and then it kicks you out, like, oh, that's not the real dungeon. The real dungeon, you have to go back in again. And I'm like, well, I have to go back in. The goal of me playing this game was unlocking the NFL player class, which I needed to hit a confidence level of 5 and have money to buy the class and unlock it.
Hey, Phil, what was the point of that? You unlock this NFL part when it has nothing to do with football. You know, it's just a little thing. But come on, if you want your event to be really been fun, you should have streamed it today.
Level of 5, you had to go to this vocational school and pay a ton of money to take the courses there to level up your confidence, okay? So I needed to go back in, so I did, and I'm like, all right, we'll just run right through this dungeon quick. The dungeon took 2 hours for 10 stages.
The reason why the dungeon took so long is you kept screwing up.
It was long, drawn out, no story in there, but just insane amounts of, you know, combat. And the thing is, it's not that I didn't have a good time. I did. It was fun, and I was leveling up these new jobs, and you guys...
You wasn't having fun. You was pretty much bored. You was hoping that it wouldn't took you this long, but again, like I said before, you was screwing up. You were complaining quite a bit. There was a few times you venture off, you know, didn't focus on the game. You went on another 15-minute rant and all that stuff, whatever. So that's why it took you almost 2 hours.
We were having fun conversation and everything during it, so it wasn't bad. It was just tedious. And I think it's kind of designed to be that way. Like, that's the tedious part of the game, where if you just want to gel one night, you're coming home from school or work, and you just want to relax and...
It's school, not school. It's school, Phil.
Dungeon, and got great rewards. You know, it's nothing too serious, nothing too heavy. That's what those dungeons are for. So, played through the dungeon, had a good time with it, but took forever. So by the time we got out of the dungeon, I had already been playing this game almost 3 hours, and everyone's like, oh my god, like, that was not intended. People had said, oh, you're going to play Call of Duty? Are you going to play Pal World? And I'm like, honestly, we don't have time. What we need to do is, after I finish with this, we got to go right into the Super Bowl simulation, because we don't know how long that's going to take.
Oh, it shouldn't have took you that long. What you could have done is changed to a different time, literally just did the football thing on stuff, and you wouldn't have taken that long, but you decided to make it longer because you was hoping you was going to make the same amount of money you did last year in this event.
To be able to do that, that's like the most important thing of the marathon, right? So basically, I get out of the dungeon, and we're like, okay, we're going to unlock the football player. So we go to the vocational school, and then it starts another mission. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. Yeah, it starts a whole other mission and all this. I'm like, oh my god.
Mind you, as you continue on, not once did he thought of, you know, maybe I should not play this game anymore and just go straight to the, you know, to Madden. You should have just did that instead.
And on and on. Finally, we get to the school. We take the courses. I pass the courses after a couple tries. I hit confidence level 5. We go back to the travel agency. We unlocked a ton of jobs. We got the football player, the hula dancer, the kung fu guy, and the samurai, right? So we got 4 different ones. I'm like, well, this is excellent. Now we're going to have all these jobs available when I play the game again, and we're really going to get to delve into the meat of what the game's supposed to be.
Again, Phil, with this game, what does this have to do with Madden? What does it do with the Super Bowl? Nothing. This was just a pure waste of time.
1 or 2 fights just to see what the NFL player was, and then I was like, we can't play anymore. It's been like almost 3 hours, 3.5 hours. We can't keep doing this, right? So I definitely had a lot of fun with it. But man, that was not what was intended, right? The other thing was, I missed out. My food was ready. My food had been ready for like an hour.
And whose fault was that, Chief? Wasn't mine, was the audience, it was yours. You could have easily said, hold on guys, my food's ready, let me go get it. You could have just paused at the middle of it, but you didn't do it.
It was ice cold. It was homemade quesadillas that my wife had made, and I was playing the game for so long, I didn't eat. So basically, I was like, man, this sucks, because now I was going to do a whole big video showcasing my wife's food and everything, but it was already cold. I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that now, right? So basically, I told Kat, make the 7-layer dip, get that ready.
That 7-layer dip looked quite nasty.
The Super Bowl. We'll do that. I'll get halfway through to like the halftime show, then I'll go grab food and I'll come up and eat it with the. Because you put a lot of effort into those. So this has seasoned fajita chicken, Pico de Gallo.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, my God, no. Phil, that is not done. Like, a quesadilla should be, like, crisp on both ends. Shouldn't even look like that.
Cheese. What else? I think some bacon bits. It might have a lot in it. Let's just take a bite.
That doesn't even look done all the way. Like, what the fuck? That's not really what a quesadilla is supposed to be. What you just did was took a burrito, folded it in half. Didn't even bother rolling it up. Just fold it in half and you just call it a quesadilla. Like, Phil, do you even know what a quesadilla really is?
I think it has a ton of things in it.
Yeah, that does not look fucking done. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It looks bad.
Wow.
Is it the fact that you couldn't think of anything negative to say about your wife's cooking? That's the reason why you had to do the animated little head motions? Like, Phil, that does not look good at all. And the ingredients that you described, it doesn't just sound good. It just sounds like, very mediocre at best.
Audience, and then we'll continue and finish the Super Bowl sim. So we set it up, 10-minute quarters, and started simming the Super Bowl, and it was super fun. Like,
That might have been the only thing that was interesting. The rest of your event was boring, tedious, and ridiculous.
favorite part of the whole day was the Super Bowl sim. I wasn't expecting it to be as suspenseful and fun as it was. It's also the first time I've watched anything NFL related or really commentated on it in 100 years.
Two things, 100 years. So what, you trying to tell us that you're 100 years old or something? And two, how do you not know anything about football where in the past you said you used to watch it when you was much younger? You should know the basics, such as a slant, a blitz, a offensive line, defensive line. You should know all of this, Phil.
Really enjoyed it. I had a great time, and it seemed like the audience was getting into it. It was the Kansas City Chiefs against the San Francisco 49ers. We actually had the right field, which is the Vegas field, right?
Yes, the right one, featuring what's going on to the Super Bowl today.
And it was really, really back and forth. There were fumbles. There were, horrible calls trying to do plays. And one receiver just outright dropped the ball at a critical play. He had it in his hands. He went, oops. And it actually threw the whole game into disarray because they would have been like massively, great forward progression and possibly in the lead. And they just dropped it like, oh my God.
Yeah, here's the problem with that, Phil. It was simulated. It was the AI versus the AI, not players versus players, not real life. So of course it's gonna go awry.
So we got halfway through, and it took 45 minutes to get halfway into this. And I'm like, wow. So the time, I thought maybe the Super Bowl sim would take an hour. It was taking way longer than that. And I'm like,
Mind you, when he said that, it's taking way longer than he thought. In other words, he was bored and he wanted this to end quickly as possible.
this definitely did not go according to my original plan. So I went and got food, came up, ate the quesadillas live. They were absolutely delicious. Had some of the dip, but it was like the dip was kind of messy to eat.
Looked like garbage. It looked nasty. It wasn't even prepared right. I'm saying sure the chicken and all this stuff was cooked, but the tortilla looked soggy. It didn't look like it was not in the oven. It didn't look like it was in the pan. It looked like it was microwave. And for me, when it comes to stuff like this, I like it being cooked in the pan so it can be crisp up. I like to bite into, feel the flavors, the crispiness, the chicken, the peppers, all that stuff. This looks sorry and disgusting.
I was like, all right, let's continue. We did the second half. It was down to the wire, down to the final play of the game exciting. So if you didn't see my Super Bowl Sims from yesterday, I strongly recommend you check them out. In fact, I made part one. You are eventually going to pay for what you're doing, just so you know. It always comes back to bite you in the end. You will end up having it hurt you in one way or another long term. It ain't going to be me, but something's going to come back to get you in the end. When you do so much negativity and just toxic shit, it's going to come back to get you. Trust me. Channel, and I'll probably leave it like that for a while. I want people to watch it because it went really well, especially for someone like me who hasn't watched NFL for a million years. It was actually quite fun. So for those who were here live, I hope you enjoyed it. If not, be sure to catch it. Don't miss it. It's about an hour and a half between the two parts, okay? So then after that, it was almost 9 o'clock. Yeah, I mean, I had been here since 10:30 in the morning. And it was almost 9 o'clock at night.
So you was there from 10 till 9. Why didn't you just start your stream at, I don't know, 6 your time and just did strictly the football simulation for Madden? You could have done that, buddy. It would have saved you a lot of time and a lot of headache, and you wouldn't be so tired today. But you kept thinking about money. That's all you kept thought about. And in the end, it wasn't worth it for you, was it?
Marathons end at 7:30, and here we are. It's like super late. And I was like, well, I owe you guys a DSP Tries It. We're doing it. And so I would say the other favorite thing that I did during the marathon, I brought back DSP Tries It.
It should be called DSP Fails It because it was horrible. Nobody asked for you to bring that back anyways. But you know what? Let me show you a small little clip of what he said in it.
You're not eating chocolate to get healthy. This is your splurge. This is your comfort food. This is your dessert. You don't need it to be healthy. That's stupid. Anyone who says otherwise is a fucking moron, You don't need organic ingredients in your chocolate bar. You're a dunce. Okay? That's not your selling point for your cheat food. That's asinine. Okay? Again, one logic check, and already you've already disproved the fact that anyone would want organics in their chocolate bar. All right? And then on top of that, the fact that you're pushing this organics conspiracy, this organics pseudoscience on people to justify the fact that your bar costs far more than the competitors makes no sense whatsoever. And then even your joke, shareable piece is a tiny piece, is a bad moral to teach kids, right?
Yeah, pretty much taking shots at Mr. Beast, but I got a funny feeling he's going to address this in the next few minutes.
Like 135 or something like that. It is currently live over on DSP Reacts if you didn't see it. I reviewed Mr. Beast chocolate bars, okay? A lot of people didn't like the fact that I was honest. They can't take it when something that's meant to be super popular and hyped gets properly criticized. Because I was fair. I didn't slam the product. I tasted it for the first time live and was honest about it. It's not terrible. At least it's not terrible. I've had terrible chocolate. Ugh.
I actually had this before. It's actually pretty good. It's not bad. It's a little pricey for my take for a chocolate, but it was not horrible.
Chocolate's the worst. It has like this chalkiness to it. It's dry and it has this weird flavor because they don't use good ingredients and it tastes terrible.
No, Phil, the stuff that you like has too much too much nasty garbage stuff that's not real authentic chocolate.
Awful chocolate before. Mr. Beast chocolate is not that, okay? But at the same time, I didn't like it, personally. I just didn't enjoy it at all.
You should have just said that. You didn't like the chocolate, but you went further than that. You actually kept taking shots at it as well as to Mr. Beast. Mind you, that's YouTube's golden child. You be very careful, Phil, because if you keep constantly taking shots at Mr. Beast, Auntie Susan will come down and shut your whole business down in a heartbeat.
So I hope that you'll go watch the DSP Tries It, and give it a look yourself. I mean, I factually present why I didn't like it, which I'm not going to spoil here, but there was something about, let me put it this way. There was something about the Crunch Bar that I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is supposed to be like, oh, you're paying a ton of money for this, and this is what they give you, and it actually pissed me off. Okay.
It actually pissed you off. How sad. How will a piece of chocolate piss you off? Okay, what did it do? Did it insult you? Did it talk about your wife? Did it talk about your weight and all stuff? No, it did none of that. So you just got pissed off for no reason whatsoever.
But anyway, I hope you'll watch the review and enjoy it, okay? So overall, at the end of the day, here's what we had. The podcast, an hour and a half of Tekken 8 creating an NFL King and playing with King. 3.5 hours of Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth.
3.5 hours of complete waste of time and nothingness.
Then the Super Bowl sim, which was 2 parts. The Pizza Bombs video, which was 1 part. And then the DSP Tries It of the Mr. Beast candy bars. And then Daily Rap. So that was a lot of content all in one day, all to upload at once.
Pretty much this is one of the cases where there's a whole bunch of quantity but lack of quality. In other words, what I'm about to say, ladies and gentlemen, his whole stream yesterday, 90% of it was garbage except for the simulator. Oh, well, simulator, the football, Madden, that was the only thing that was interesting. Other than that, it was boring.
And one of the Like a Dragon videos is corrupted. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. I'm in here, I wanna get out of here. And by the way, not only do I have to upload all this content, I also got to set up the playlists for today's React show. So I got to do extra work on top of that. I'm like, oh my God. So now the video is corrupted.
Like I said, whose fault was that? Yours. You should have just shortened it and just had just play Madden play at that specific time, Phil. I told you that already.
I spent like 25 minutes trying to figure out what to do. I couldn't edit the video out of the archive stream. I couldn't download the archive stream because the stream was still processing, and it was processing till almost midnight. So it was just a nightmare. It really was frustrating because I love doing these events, but if something does go wrong during the event, then it just kind of really taxes me. And like, I was so exhausted last night.
Oh, I know why you were so exhausted from all that alcohol you was drinking.
Dude, done that crazy marathon, and it took a lot out of me. Let's put it that way. All right. So anyway, I uploaded everything, did everything, and and it ended, and I was like, all right. Good news is we did what we set out to do. We did what we set out to accomplish during
we, or do you mean what you set out to do and you was hoping it would be rewarding? It really wasn't.
The event. Maybe it didn't go exactly according to plan. The timing was
It definitely didn't go according to plan, Phil.
Would have preferred to see more variety during the event, but at least we got everything done, and I think there was some quality stuff there. Like I said, the Super Bowl Sims, great. The Mr. Beast review, great. So there was some good stuff there overall over the course of the day. Okay.
Good stuff. Yeah, definitely good stuff for me to react to, like what I'm doing right now, to make this a lot more interesting and fun.
All right. So that was yesterday, and it was wild. It was. Today, we're back to normal, thankfully. And I'm happy for that. And now, honestly, if you look at the schedule for like the rest of the month, everything should be normal, albeit I'm going to probably do 1 or 2 more retro react streams over on DSP Throwback next week, and then maybe 2 weeks after that. Nah,
I'm not gonna let it continue, because she's just gonna go into what he's gonna do for the month, and it doesn't matter. It's all garbage. But anyways, guys, I appreciate the love and support you guys have been giving me. Stay tuned. I got some more videos coming, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy.